Hello everybody, how are you? Um, so a client of mine asked me to give her a rundown of what's the financial mechanisms, structures, tools that are used in the construction residential process. So first one is the budget. So the budget is a cost plan. Well, the cost plan initially it's a cost plan, then it turns into a budget. So to get some matching of what homeowners' capacity is financially against what their wish list is, and to monitor that, the over time that then becomes the budget with which we're working, and invariably what I tend to find is my cost plans are shock to people. I go all in, I don't hold back. Then I explain that to them. Then there can be an escalation from cost plan to receiving tenders. This I'm going to do another detailed video about, but a lot of times it's either client-driven PC sums and are structural. So it could be more steel, it could be pads, it could be raft, foundations, could be different types of structural walls. So that's certainly one of them. Then the cost plan then becomes the budget, and then the tenders go out. And receiving back the tenders and what financial implications that they have. And while it's not often that we do it, we can go to tender twice. May not get enough returning bids, which you certainly want it, and that's one of the things that I do bring to the party is good builders I work with constantly, and I try to nourish that relationship, and I'm always hoping that each one of them gets a couple of jobs a year off me or through me, and that way it just lubricates the financial mechanisms of their companies. It also means that I'm building trust and credibility both in the short term, as in per job, and the long-term relationship which I can bring to clients. Quantity surveyors tend to be better at this than architects. Often the reason is because there may be a jurisdiction distance that architects keep from builders to safeguard relationships, as where quantity surveyors we tend to deal more with them directly, especially on the money end, always on the money end. So then we have construction payments. Valuations take place during the process, and what a valuation is based upon the RIA contracts, and it's how much work is done per month. And I often do this in tangent with the builders. The reason for this is builds a harmonious relationship with them, speeds up the process for them, and then there is no argument. And we recently went to a job, and the guy sent in an evaluation, kind of going, really? Like, half the work wasn't done. And you're just going, there's no point. Like, what are you trying to? Do you really think that any quantity surveyor is going to okay this, or any architect it is? So usually that is so abnormal. And what you probably find is there, in all honesty, that's a miscommunication between the builder and their QS. Most valuations are very accurate in scope, so you tend to find that there is very little deviance between what's actually been done and what you're paying for. Then we actually have variations. Variations should be tied into the actual tender documents. This is of vital importance. Variations cannot just be prices out of the sky. We have a bank of rates at tender stage, and this is one of the big escalations And one of the big dangers, if homeowners don't have a structure, whatever about doing it on their own, but if they don't have a structure and a format with which valuations are going to be brought and compared with, then could be Pandora's box can be opened up. So that's variations. And then the final one is final account. And what you often find is final account isn't final account. Usually find that most builders will try to do a pre-final account in the last payment. They don't want to leave the cards on the table. They want to stack as much and get as much, because the hassle, if there is any, is going to come at the end. So they try and clear the table. And that's what I do when I work for builders. But when I work for homeowners, it's about leverage. So if something is, and it also, every project's subjective. Every project's subjective. So it's about the relationships people have with each other and about what's being forged. And I'm at the moment where there's massive arguments at the end. I have another project where the homeowner and the builder are getting on great and everything will be sorted out. I have another project where it's lingering on a little bit, but it's also no hassle over final payment. I've got another project where it is finished, done, dusted, everybody happy. So you end up with different cultures, you end up with different people, and the valuation usually is harmonious enough. Especially if it's been documented throughout the process. Okay, so they're the financial tools, mechanisms, structures, mechanics of a construction residential project in Dublin. Thanks, guys. Talk to you.